Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Thursday, September 18th, 2025. A horse was killed and a driver injured in an early morning collision on Old Woman Springs Road. Yesterday at around 2 a.m., the California Highway Patrol received a report of a vehicle versus horse collision on Old Woman Springs Road near Sierra Avenue. The CHP says that a Chevrolet SUV collided with a horse on the highway, killing the horse and injuring the driver. There was not a rider on the horse, and the CHP did not provide information about where the horse came from or its owners. The CHP said that the driver complained of minor injuries. No DUI was suspected. A man out on bail on drug charges was arrested again after allegedly breaking into a house connected to a pharmacy. On Monday, San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies say that they responded to a home connected to the Secure Line Pharmacy at the intersection of 29 Palms Highway and Cherokee Trail in Yucca Valley. A resident of the home told deputies that Andres Martinez, 42, attempted to open the door to the house. The resident called 911 and told Martinez that deputies were on their way, but they said that Martinez continued to attempt entry. Deputies arrived and took Martinez into custody at the scene. They say he was in possession of methamphetamine. At the time of the arrest, Martinez was out on bail for investigation into transporting methamphetamine. Andres Martinez was arrested on suspicion of attempted burglary and possession of a controlled substance and is being held at the West Valley Detention Center on $30,000 bail. The Morongo Valley Community Services District Board of Directors held their regular monthly meeting in Covington Park's multipurpose room. Reporter Gabriel Hart was in attendance and joins us with this recap.
General Manager Brittany Chavez reported fast moves for CSD maintenance in the last month, with cameras installed in the park and fire station, problematic trees trimmed in Covington Park, and repairs on the fence at Geeson Field finished. Fire Chief Ryan McKeegan also reported good progress with the Fire Safe Council officially occupying Fire Station Number 2, where they are making repairs to the walls, installing insulation, and cleaning up the yard. The goal to achieve Zone 0 compliance laws going into effect in 2026. As part of the FireWise program, the council will be encouraging residents to take part in to make their own properties safe against fire. Chief McKeegan also stated that while they are down some points for the 2025 ISO report due to administrative issues, proper documentation of hours, and overall staffing, working with the Fire Safe Council is earning them points. The chief hopes to, quote, get that number back up to the high 60s by next year. For the planned walking path on the CSD's property by the elementary school, President Gorky has reached out to Don Rao's office to inquire if discretionary funds could be used for the project. The board is also waiting to hear back from their attorney. In the meantime, community volunteer Buddy Stogner says it's, quote, doable, and all he would need to get started mapping out the property for the trail is approval from the board. The board then voted to approve moving forward with the project. The board also approved covering travel expenses for President Gorky and General Manager Chavez for the Special District Leadership Academy in Monterey, California, which they both have received scholarships to attend. Since the course will be during the third week of November, the board has moved that monthly meeting to the second Wednesday, November 12th. Finally, the board approved a $1,500 rental for roll-off bins to clean the remainder of brush debris from Covington Park to make space for the upcoming Halloween extravaganza October 17th through 19th. Reporting for Z107.7, I'm Gabriel Hart.
The Yucca Valley Animal Shelter Committee will meet tonight at 5:30 at the Yucca Valley Community Center. At Tuesday's Town Council meeting, council members were given updates on the committee's first meeting held in August, along with a healthy dose of public feedback. Online news editor Robert Hayden has more.
At Tuesday night's Yucca Valley Town Council meeting, Councilmember Jim Schooler gave an update on the first Yucca Valley Animal Shelter Committee meeting. Schooler is the chair of the committee and attended the first meeting with Mayor Jeff Droz, along with Deputy Town Manager Shane Stuckel and Town Manager Curtis Yakima. He says around 45 residents showed up to the first meeting. He also mentioned the open position for the new shelter manager, which has an application deadline of October 2nd.
I checked in with staff today, and there was maybe 17 applicants so far.
While Schooler's update and the general spirit of the first meeting felt like it left things in a more optimistic place for the town and the animal shelter, public comments at Tuesday night's meeting painted a slightly different picture. First up was resident Cheryl Contopoulos, who said she was looking forward to the volunteer program and thanked the community actions on the shelter.
Thank you to the community for supporting the shelter and the very necessary needed changes. I don't know where we would be if we didn't have all these people online and in the room.
50-year Yucca Valley resident Christine Ballstrom didn't hold back, saying that the first Animal Shelter Committee meeting didn't provide any meaningful progress.
You made a subcommittee that lied and lied and lied. Such a waste of time for all of us and such a crushing disappointment to witness. All the while, the dogs were sick and slowly dying from unqualified staff and uncaring supervisors.
James Porter has lived in Yucca Valley for 40 years and has been at the forefront of the citizen group that has been actively pursuing changes for the animal shelter at the Yucca Valley Town Council meetings. Porter then brought up the 3 dogs whose photos were to the left and right of him, saying he had personally worked with a few of them at the Joshua Tree No-Kill shelter, and they now have a healthy weight after proper care and attention were given. He wrapped up his comments with cautious optimism about the upcoming Animal Committee meeting, along with what could be characterized as a warning to the council members.
And we are going to work to get rid of you guys if you don't respond and work on this. This will be your legacy if you let it be, and we will remind the community that this is your responsibility and your failure if it doesn't move forward in the right way. Thank you.
Thank you, James.
Joshua Tree resident Susan Walls also mentioned dogs that she thought were too thin at the shelter and pushed for a volunteer program to be implemented before the new shelter manager is hired. She also mentioned how she did notice that several of the days she was at the shelter, staff were taking dogs out and brushing them.
But it was only for, 10, 15 minutes. But that's all dogs need. I mean, if we could get each dog out at least once a week, it's a terrible, terrible prison for them to be in.
The second meeting of the Yucca Valley Animal Shelter Committee is tonight at 5:30, and there's been a room change to the Yucca Valley Senior Center's temporary site, aka the old library. The meeting will also have a PA system, according to town staff. It starts tonight at 5:30 p.m., and there's no remote attendance option. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
The Flamingo Harvest Festival is coming to the high desert later this year, but the organizers want your input right now. The Flamingo Harvest Festival Committee meets Thursday night to organize the event, which will feature fall games, costumes, music, food, fun, and anything else you can imagine. The Flamingo Harvest Festival will be held on October 25th. You can join the planning committee at their meeting tonight at 6 p.m. at the Flamingo Heights Community Center, located at 55977 Paris Street. Auditions for the ecumenial musical comedy Nuncrackers, the Nonsense Christmas Musical, are set for September 29th at Theater 29. Arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas tells you how you can get into the habit of a hilarious holiday show.
Auditions for the premiere production of Theater 29's 2025-26 season, the ecumenial holiday musical comedy Nuncrackers, the Nonsense Christmas Musical, have been scheduled for Monday, September 29th at 6:30 p.m. on the Theater 29 main stage. November 21st through December 7th, the hysterically funny Little Sisters of Hoboken will bring on the holiday cheer amidst their normal shenanigans and a couple of disasters as they film their first public access holiday broadcast. Rehearsals begin September 30th through November 20th. Director Nina Jimenez will be seeking a cast of around 16, 8 women and 2 men, and a chorus of children, male and female, aged 10 to 17. All roles must sing at least chorally. The role of Reverend Mother Sister Mary Regina has been cast. For more information on roles and audition details, visit theater29.org/auditions. Reporting for Z107.7, this is arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas.
And finally, over the first 3 weekends in October, the Highway 62 Open Studio Art Tours is a one-of-a-kind opportunity for art lovers and collectors to create a free, self-guided tour of working artist studios across the high desert. On tomorrow's Up Close show, Art Tours director John Henson will talk with host Gary Daigneault about this year's 24th annual event and how to best explore the spaces, stories, and settings of our artists. All about the upcoming Open Studio Art Tours on the Z107.7 Up Close show tomorrow at 10 a.m. The show is available as a podcast Friday afternoon. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.